Hello, y'all. Today is Sunday, October 1st, 2023 at 12:29 p.m. Well, I try to make sure that I still think I hear like loud conversation, but I hope y'all can hear me. So I'm going to put my earbuds in. And so this video, hold up. I wanted to talk about like when you're dealing with noise, like when you're dealing with problems with living in apartments or even houses or places where you have neighbors, the difference between that and also regular people dealing with excuse me, I wanted to talk about regular people dealing with noise issues from neighbors versus when you're targeted, like, when you're a targeted individual and suffering the gang stalking. So basically, like, I already knew, like the gang stalking and the noise campaigns and noise harassment and the vibrating and the direct energy weapons and you know everything else, how I ended up homeless several years ago. And then I ended up chronically homeless. And then, living next to unruly people can be unbearable torture. And then being homeless is really no better. But you end up getting wrongfully banned from so many different places of business when you're homeless, and then dealing with the gang stalking, and they gang stalk you even more. So just like when you report regular stalking, like a lone stalker stalking and following you, everybody tell you to be cautious, document everything, go to the police and everything. But being targeted and being stalked by a whole bunch of people, you don't get seriously taken. You don't get taken seriously when you're being targeted and being stalked, followed, and harassed and bullied and threatened by a bunch of gang stalkers. They don't take the police, or you report it, police don't take you seriously, and the TI community expect you to take it lightly and tell you to just ignore everything when you're being brutally tortured. So, like when you're being stalked, if it's one lone stalker and you're a female, like if it's a male stalker or whatever, people tell you to, be more alert and take more precaution and do this and do that. But when you're targeted, people expect you to not take it so seriously. So when you're dealing with, if it's one lone person blasting loud music in the neighborhood, and just about everybody complains, something will be done about that person. Or if it's one-on-one, police will do something. If it's just regular, because I noticed that more than people realize, we always got some asshole neighbors that's gonna not only blast loud music, but do stuff like revving up their vehicles or motorcycles, or people, all different kinds of noise pollution, babies screaming, neighbors stomping if you have neighbors above you, and noise from different, so excuse me. So when you're being targeted, you don't have just one asshole neighbor that's a problem. When you're being targeted, you're dealing with multiple people that they know, and they, no matter how many times you get them, try to get them to stop, they won't do anything, or they'll get gangster and ghetto, or try to fight you, or want to hurt you, or whatever, and so the police won't take care of it. The police will always side with them, or they'll make it like you're the only lone crazy person that's just making complaints, because when you targeted and dealing with neighbors that's doing a noise harassment, noise campaign, like yesterday, when I tried to, at different moments when I tried to film the noise campaigns or noise harassments, when I try to get the evidence or try to put them on film, they gaslight and manipulate the volume. They would try to hurry up and turn the volume down, even when you're in your house and they're in their house. Like, they can't even, y'all can't see each other, but how they know you're trying to get your camera and film and record, trying to film and record them. And they gaslight and trying to hurry up and turn it down. Some of them just don't give a damn and like have it as loud as possible. So I was tortured for hours all evening yesterday and all last night from the guy a few doors down. I banged on his door like 2 or 3 different times, and he had it so loud. It's either he had it so loud he couldn't hear me, or he ignored me on purpose. So the first couple of times I was able to see him and confront him, he was respectful and turned it down or turned it off. But excuse me, I don't even know if he say, fuck her, I don't give a fuck, and just blast him out, or if he either that or if he keep forgetting. So I got, I know her and them over there. They do it deliberately, knowingly, and on purpose, and don't give a damn. So you can't even reason with gang stalking neighbors that's gonna intentionally, willfully, and knowingly, even if you're new, and because like everything, the neighborhood usually be quiet, but once the target moves in, they try to create noise campaigns, and people say that the noise, it drives down property values and, can cause all sorts of health problems. So even like when you have moments where the police won't do anything, the landlord won't do anything, but I don't know about this case because I'm new here. But I'm talking about in previous places that I've lived in, or they would side with the gang stalkers that's trying to make you out to look crazy. Even when the police comes out, whether they call the police or you call the police, and then the police will come out with a decibel reader, and then, they gaslight the target, by trying to hurry up and turn it down. And so the police can say that there is no noise, or that it's not out of range, or they'll say I hear the music, but it's an acceptable level. Of course, because once they knew the police was coming, they hurry up and gaslight you and turn it down to make you seem like you're crazy or something. So then, once the police leave, they crank it up even louder. So, and then you, like me, I have sensory issues, I guess they call it sensory processing disorder, or Asperger's, autism, or whatever, with being hypersensitive. So it's very hard to work with any doctor to try to get a proper diagnosis, because being targeted, they give me the runaround and play all kinds of games with that too. And then I don't have the money to get like a proper diagnosis, so it's like very difficult to get justice, when you're one person and you got multiple people doing this to you deliberately and on purpose, and they have no intentions on stopping. But if it's one lone neighbor, you can sometimes eventually get the power to get him to stop.